wanted to talk about desiring to know thyself. What is it you truly want? Happiness? Contentment? Those are just examples of what people want, but most of the people of this world don't really know what they want. And to be a true spiritual warrior, you need to know what you want. And this will take a lot of pondering, consideration. You are not being told what to do because you want to be free enough to do what you think you should be doing. You should be doing what you want to do, what feels right to you. But going back to desires, are your desires your own desires? Or are you just fulfilling other people's desires, which is what's going on a lot with people these days. People are just doing things that other people want them to do to make their lives easier. I know loads of people whose own life isn't their own. They're being told what their life is by peers, partners and other people. When one starts to look at what one desires, what one really wants, one really needs to contemplate this. What is it that you want? How badly do you want it? And when you've got it, do you really need it? Because it's quite obvious that most desires are superficial and turn out to be not really what we want. I'm not saying it's wrong to desire. I'm just suggesting that you consider what it is that you desire. And there's this exercise to help you first take your first step forward into your spiritual, soulful development. And that first step is the mantra that was written over the front door of all spiritual schools back in the day. And that mantra is, know thyself. Do you know yourself? It's something I've been working with about myself for quite a while. And as many of you know, I come from the Gurdjieff tradition. He's always talking about get to know yourself, because once you know yourself, then you know what you want, you know where you're going, you know what you want to be doing. But not in a materialistic way. Obviously, he's coming from a development so that you can get yourself to your higher self, to the higher version of yourself. And I just wanted to do a quick quote from, actually it's quite a long one, to be ready, from Views from the Real World. I'm just going to have to hold it with this hand. So this is from Views from the Real World, page 88, from Gurdjieff. Self-observation is very difficult. The more you try, the more you will see this. At present, you should practice it not for results, but to understand that you cannot observe yourselves. Objectively, you cannot see yourselves for a single minute because it is a different function, the function of the master. If it seems to you that you can observe yourself for 5 minutes, this is wrong. If it is for 1 minute or 20 minutes, this is equally wrong. If you simply realise that you cannot, it will be right. To come to it is your aim. To achieve this aim, you must try and try. When you try, the result will not be, in the true sense, self-observation. But trying will strengthen your attention. You will learn to concentrate better. All this will be useful later. Only then can one begin to remember oneself. If you work conscientiously, you will remember yourself not more but less, because self-remembering requires many things. It is not so easy, it costs a great deal. The exercise of self-observation is sufficient for several years. Do not attempt anything else. If you work conscientiously, you will see what you need. At present you have but one attention, either in the body or in the feeling. And that's one of the aims of becoming a spiritual warrior, to do it conscientiously, very important. You want to be using your conscience, and be conscientious of what you're deciding, what your views are, what you think about, why are you doing this? All these kinds of questions should be in your head. And you really need to ponder on them, not look for a quick answer of, I just want to get out of this shit show, shit race, whatever, of this world. But because you want to do this, you want to develop and become awakened, which is very important. But that's why one of the most important rules and mantras is know thyself. You have to know yourself. Why do I do this? What am I about? What are my aims and things and so on? The questions go on and on and on. This is a never-ending path. You know, you don't suddenly find an answer and that's it, it's all over. You find an answer and then you have another question. More questions pop up about yourself, about your life, and about what it is you want to do with it. So my aim for this little film was to get people to question what they want and think about it. And I did do this exercise with some people a few years ago, and I was quite stunned that people went and asked other people. Not all of them, thankfully some did follow the exercise properly. You know, you can get advice, and you know, it is good to talk about things sometimes, but it's also good to have an inner dialogue with yourself about yourself and see what pops up, what comes to mind. Maybe it's your higher self talking to you. Maybe it's that angel or devil on your shoulder talking to you. But whatever, I was going to say whatever it is, you've got to make sure that it's true to you. You are trying to find your real desires, your real needs, and what it is you really want, and whether you're strong enough, able enough, and want to enough follow the path of being a spiritual warrior. Because we need spiritual warriors in these crazy times. So thank you all for listening. Please do go and ponder on yourselves, as I shall go and ponder on myself. Love and light and all that to you. Blessings and such like. Thank you for watching and listening.